Trey, welcome to Podcastina.
Oh, hey, welcome. Do I talk now?
You talk now.
Okay, yeah. What's up? Welcome.
That's my
Thanks
cue.
for having me.
Thanks for coming on. What are you looking forward to right now?
I don't know. Probably. Wait, I didn't know there was going to be questions. Wait, let me. Hold on. Let me prepare.
What did you think was going to happen?
Well, I don't know. I guess there's just such a specific question. Wait a minute. What I'm looking forward to. I guess man, not doing war at some point.
Wow, you're going broad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that because if you get specific, it doesn't really matter if World War III is happening. It's so hard to live lives, but I guess you have to you know what I mean? This terrible stuff going on, but you do gotta still go to the store and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely hard to think about anything else. How do you not think about just all the death? I know right now. Sorry, this is probably not a good. Yeah. How do you deal? Do you just not think about it?
I don't think about society's problems as a whole as much. If I were to, on an average day, give you a breakdown of what I'm worried about, it's 90% me and my shit, 10% global stuff, and other days it's even less.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
What about you?
I guess I'm always kind of thinking about it in the background, but it, does kind of, it's easier to get distracted. It's always there, but yeah, I think just, it's tough too, because when I read stuff and I try to watch the news, it's just this weird place where it's I try to be informed, but that's the trap, because then it's super depressing. But that's where weed comes in. And then you smoke marijuana. I don't know. Wait, can we talk about, is this a kids?
No, I hit no, not for kids on the thing.
Okay, good. Yeah. We can talk about drugs.
We can. Yeah.
Okay,
I have.
Yeah. What kind of drugs?
Have I talked about on the podcast?
Yeah.
All of them.
Okay, good. All of them?
At one point or another. If it wasn't me, it was somebody else.
Okay, good. Yeah, but you're sober.
No, I'm not.
Oh, really? No, I mean, but right now.
Right. Well, I just told you 2 seconds ago I smoked weed this morning because my belly hurt.
Yeah. You're still high, or did it wear off?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
It wore off.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I think that's, what else? What else is going on? I'm excited about, I'm doing stand-up. I really don't have a life out of stand-up. I got a lot of shows coming up. You know what I mean? That's fun. Yeah, do you have you seem like you have a life. Stand-up is, you know what I mean? Not it seems like you have friends and you do activities.
I did. I don't here.
Well, you just got here, though.
I just got here, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always really nice to hear feedback on what people's perception of me is, because people perceive me to be far more put together than I actually am, and I will keep that facade running.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good. It's like a compliment. It's every time
is.
It's, I always thought that you were I don't know, some trust fund child. That's but one of the cool ones, you know what I mean?
Thank you. Well, that's because I'm not.
Yeah, you know what? That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I come from extreme poverty, actually.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, that's pretty cool. Me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Poverty
pound. That's what we call a poverty pound.
That's so depressing.
Well, we made it. We made it out. I'm not in Detroit, and you made it out of...
Yeah.
Where'd you make it out of again?
Cleveland. Well, Ukraine and then Cleveland.
Nice. Okay.
The Ukraine of Ohio.
Yeah. That's so funny. I think that's pretty impressive. Ukraine's pretty much like Detroit. Have you been to Detroit?
I have, yeah.
What'd you think? Would you feel like this feels like home?
It made me sad. Well,
Homesick?
I don't really remember Ukraine. I was barely turning 5 when we left.
Yeah. Well, but Detroit made you sad?
Yeah.
Why?
But you know what? Detroit and Cleveland have so much in common. Detroit is in a worse place than Cleveland, because Cleveland at least has some things going for them economically. They have Cleveland Clinic. It's one of the best hospitals in the world. Case Western is a great university. There's, I guess, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is a bit of a blip. But Detroit, once the automotive industry left, what is remaining there? That's kind of the selling point. I feel like nobody moves to Detroit.
Not really. I mean, there are people, hipsters are moving there. People, when I went downtown, there's a lot of white people in fedoras scouting. They're scouting. They're there. Gentrification is officially
Okay, so
taking
it's got a
place there.
chance. It'll come back. You know what
It
would really
is.
help it?
What?
The gays. If the gays move
Really?
in, Detroit will absolutely turn on its head.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess that is a part of gentrification. Yeah, it's like white gays. I mean, I think there are good parts to it. Like, because no one was really downtown Detroit just wasn't a thing for a while, and then now you see people putting money into it. There's like shops, people are there. I went back for the holidays, just walking around with my family. And I was like, oh, this is like almost a city, kind of. Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh,
The fact
this
that
is
it's
kind of
improved is good.
yeah. It's like, oh, I can like kind of looking around. There's shops, there's stores, there's people walking around. Nobody's getting shot in that area. So it's like, yeah, it's happening in other places, but yeah, I think it's kind of getting better.
It's definitely still one of those places similar to Cleveland where the goal is to skedaddle.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like it's a good place to be from. Detroit,
Right.
yeah.
It's a humbling place to be from, I
Yeah.
imagine.
But I think now is a good time to invest there. Like one of my friends, he's from Detroit. You know Mike? I don't know, you might know.
I
Mike
know a lot of
Eshak.
Mikes.
Mike Eshak. He's a
No.
Detroit comic when he owns like some property there. But yeah, he was telling me it's just a good time to like buy and then own.
I think in general, the Midwest is a good idea right now because we're eventually going to face, like, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the word? People are going to be climate refugees. And the Midwest, even though the snow sucks, it's relatively temperate when you compare it to places like Florida that are going to be underwater
Yeah.
or California that's going to be on fire.
Yeah.
The Midwest is always going to be somewhat temperate. And so a lot of, if shit really went down climate wise, then those are places that are pretty stable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird that when rich people buy like houses, on the shores and stuff like that, but they're so worried about climate change. That's such a weird thing that like the elites do.
It's never their only house.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's they've got several.
Mm-hmm.
It's so silly. Yeah, but it's like if you're so afraid of climate change, why would you build right on the shore?
Mm-hmm. There's a part of, I love Palos Verdes in South Bay.
Where's that?
In LA. It's like right after Redondo Beach, Palos Verdes starts.
Okay. I guess I didn't travel a lot in LA. I was in LA for like 10 years. And last time I went, it was the first time I actually walked around Beverly Hills.
You're kidding.
No, I went because it's like, why am I going to go to Beverly Hills? It's like, you know what I mean? To look at a jacket that costs $60,000, you know what I mean? I'm not going to. But I went recently. It's actually not a bad area. There's like, obviously there's Rodeo Drive, which is, that's for rich people. But then outside of that area, it's like got like a lot of nice shops and stuff like that. So I was like, but yeah, I didn't. I stayed like pretty much in the valley. And I went to just where I was going. I just always felt like in my heart, like, why am I felt like they would stop me at the border. Like, like there's a checkpoint to get into Beverly Hills. In my head, they wouldn't even let poor people go, but anyone can go. Isn't that crazy?
Anyone can go. I worked there for 12 years.
Oh,
in
at
Beverly
the
Hills, at Ferrari. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one? Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh man, yeah, that's so yeah, but see that's crazy. That's like such a cool job.
It was. I miss it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have really, my life here so far is what you're describing your life in LA was, where it's like I just go to work, I go do my spots, and then I haven't established any kind of life in Austin yet outside of that. So like if I'm not doing comedy, I'm either home with him or I'm like working out or going on a walk. And it really hasn't gone beyond that. I haven't done any exploration otherwise. I haven't made friends outside of comedy with the exception of people that I was introduced to by like a family friend. And
yeah. Austin is kind of, but you just got here though, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you will. It is kind of small though. It's like the smallest town I've ever lived in.
Same.
Which is kind of weird. Like I'm used to like big cities. So it's just kind of weird to like, oh yeah, everybody kind of knows each other, which is cool. But it's not that like, You know what's crazy is like I knew coming here it was mostly white people, but then living here is just kind of like, oh wow, it's like an offensive amount of white people because I'm here and I know this is where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I lived in other places that had just so much diversity. I didn't even realize I was used to it. Just in life, walking around, looking,
it's
seeing
shocking.
different people. Yeah, here is very much the same type of person, and they're all nice. You know what I mean? Not all of them say the N-word. Most of them think it, which is nice. But I say just say it. Say what's in your heart. Where's my say? Just go ahead.
Say it 3 times, one will appear.
Yeah, we're like black people are like, what's the candy fan? Is that it?
I feel like I've heard, and I haven't been outside of here anywhere else in Texas yet, but that Houston is like a lot more diverse.
Houston has the most black people ever. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I saw a statistic, and maybe I'm just lying. Maybe I'm just, I
also have a hard time believing that. But
that's why
Atlanta.
it stuck in my head because they said out of every city, the most black people is in Houston.
Okay.
It's in Houston. There's no other.
Not in Texas.
It's no, it is. It is in Texas.
No, I mean like in the country.
In the country.
Okay.
In the country, the
right.
most black people in one city is Houston. And yeah, we're just gonna accept that as fact. I'm like 99% sure. But the reason why it stuck in my head because I'm like, it's like what? Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, but go to Houston. It's a lot of niggas. I gotta say the N-word on here.
Yeah, I can't, but you can.
Has anybody else said the N-word so far?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
But let's clip it.
You're the inaugural one.
Yeah, let's do it. No, I think that's it's an honor. Should I give a speech?
Please.
The first N-word. It's the first one, and it won't be the last in this conversation. But no, Houston is a lot of black people. But Texas in general, not a lot. They're all in Houston. And Austin is fun. Yeah,
Austin is the same type of person, though. It's a lot of
copy and paste.
Copy paste, whatever trends are going on with women and men.
Yeah.
The women here all are in their little same workout outfit.
Yeah.
And all the men here have that same dumb mullet thing and mustache combo.
Yeah. And it's just weird. Yeah. It's like, just the same kind of, like a vest, and just kind of freaking. I think that they all, but they're nice people here, but it just, as somebody that grew up majority like around, non-whites, it is jarring.
Have you learned anything from Texas whites specifically?
I guess, yeah, they really like brisket here. That's a big thing. You know what I mean? But I think just down south people in general, food is a big thing, and so it's like white, black, that's definitely across the board. It's like, it doesn't matter what race you are, food is really big in south, but brisket is big here. What else they like? They like Trump. No, actually not in Austin.
Not in Austin, yeah.
Yeah. But I think like everybody, who doesn't love Trump? If you're really honest about it. You know what I mean?
Trump 2028.
Trump 2028 and beyond. Trump 2028 and beyond. He's coming. He's probably going to run again.
If he lives.
Well, yeah, that's true. They say the good die young. So he's probably not going anywhere. Unfortunately, he's probably going to be around for a very long time.
I always think about this is like my messed up comedian brain, is I'm like, I better start writing jokes now. I better start writing tweets and threads and
about what?
About him dying.
Oh,
I better have it locked and loaded.
Yeah, because he's dying?
Yeah.
I mean, we should be so lucky. You think we're going to get off that easy? Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Hey, what are you, an optimist?
I am an optimist.
Yeah, it's like, all right. Yeah, we should be so lucky. That's how we got it. This is just, how anticlimactic would that be? It's like, he just dropped dead at the end? before he actually.
Well,
but he
nothing's
did
going to
start the
happen to
war.
him, you know?
I don't know, but I just feel like they're all hanging in there, man. Biden, he got cancer. He beat cancer. Couldn't freaking beat stairs. But somehow he's like still around. It's incredible. Like they're hanging in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. It's I guess healthcare. I don't know, but
For them.
Yeah, for them for sure.
Not for us. I won't get on a bird scooter because I don't have health insurance.
Yeah, those things are dangerous.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Every ER nurse on TikTok is like, that's who I see in the emergency room night after night.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, you got to be, those things are dangerous, but you got to be careful. I'll do it if it's like not that far. But some people like hop on the highway. It's insane.
Oh my God. No, I won't do it anywhere, any distance.
Yeah, I need like a roof, 4 doors, Waymos.
I won't do that either.
What? Why not?
Are you kidding me?
What's wrong with a Waymo?
I don't think they're worked out the kinks.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, there were just 2 stories just in the last couple weeks where one was blocking first responders from getting to that mass shooting that happened here.
Oh,
Didn't you see that?
I mean, of course, yeah.
And then a second one, a week later, stopped on some train tracks, and the train narrowly missed it.
It stopped with somebody in it?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It stopped past the guardrail that came down.
That's crazy.
And anecdotally, when I was in LA, I would see them occasionally. I saw one on Lincoln Boulevard just trying to take a left, but blocking that whole direction of traffic. So yeah. I'm good.
I mean, but regular people do that though.
Yeah, they do, but I need someone to let the Karen out on, and in a Waymo, I cannot. There's no one for me to yell at.
I think that I'd rather the Waymo, I'll deal with those because nothing's perfect. Because with people, have you tried to Uber in Austin? I mean, there's a lot of people that, let's just call them illegal immigrants. Let's just say there's a lot of people that ICE missed. If ICE really wanted to catch people, they should just stand on the corner and call an Uber. And they will, it's like fish in a barrel. They'll come to them. That's actually, you know what? That might be a good, why have they not thought of that? Because they're running around shooting white people. Like, no, come to Austin. And just Uber to, somewhere.
But do you notice they don't really do red states? Because it's really just revenge on blue states.
ICE was here.
Yeah, but not in the same way that it is in California or is in Minnesota. Those places, they're definitely intentionally bullying the blue run states.
He's targeting states for sure. But still, if they want to... I'm just saying, if they want to catch illegals, that's what they say they should. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. You would think that if you're behind a car, you should be able to speak English.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, at least 10
I don't know
words.
where I land on that.
You've clearly never been in a hurry and had somebody that doesn't speak, that zero English, try to figure out where you are. If it's off a little bit, you're fucked.
I haven't.
I've been off just a wait. You haven't been. Just wait. Just wait. And then I'll talk to you in 6 months, and you'll be like, fucking build that wall. It's that frustrating.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm a liberal guy, but if I'm trying to get somewhere,
no, you're not. Don't lie.
No, I am. I'm an American. That's what I am. All right. I don't do labels. I'm an American. It's America first. But really, it's whoever will get me to where I'm going. It's I got to get to Chipotle or whatever. And Jose is freaking just around the block, but I can't convey that to him. And I'll try text. I'll try call. But it's you can't call them. So the text, and they should be able to read. But a lot of them.
But it's no bueno. See what I did there?
See? Whoa.
I had one terrible experience with an Uber driver here. He was not understanding or not familiar with service dogs, and that you have to comply if someone has a service dog.
Oh, yeah.
And so he got all mad when he pulled up, and I had Monty with me to go to the airport.
Is this a service dog?
Technically.
For what?
For psychiatric service.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, white women and your loopholes.
I know. Of course I found a way.
Respect. You know what I mean? You got to respect it.
Well, here's the issue with that whole thing is you used to just be able to fly with them as ESAs, emotional support animals. And then they got rid of that. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not paying $250 round trip to fly with my dog who doesn't take up any additional room for anyone except me.
Yeah.
And he also used to get so stressed out in his carrier. So he used to bark in his carrier and nobody wants that. Yeah. But if he's outside the carrier and he's sitting in my lap, he behaves like this. He doesn't bother anyone. Yeah. He's perfectly quiet. He's very sweet. There's no liability. He would never bark at somebody or like bite them. Yeah. And so for me, it was more beneficial for not just me, but everyone around me to make him a service dog.
I mean, yeah, it's just the fact that you can get him on the plane is impressive. Mm-hmm. Somebody had a service alligator one time.
That's ridiculous.
Well, it's ridiculous, but you've opened the floodgates. That's what people say when it's like, all right, if you do this thing, then pretty soon. And it sounds ridiculous until it happens.
Yeah, but you can't train an alligator.
I mean, tell that to this guy. They seem like they were buddies. Oh. He had some emotional support alligator.
Well, yeah, maybe. He's at least trained.
Yeah, this guy, he's chill. But that's impressive.
But yeah, the guy was so mad that I didn't order the pet Uber, and I was telling him I didn't have to, and he was all mad at me. And then he was
like, Uber?
Yeah, there's a special pet Uber, which costs a couple $2 more, and he's freaking out about, my back seat's going to get dirty. Meanwhile, his back seat is dirty. The dog is not going to get it any dirtier. It already has not seen a vacuum in the last fiscal year for sure. Oh,
well, yeah. I thought he was like allergic or something.
No, he just was giving me attitude about thinking that the dog was going to get it dirty. And I was like, well, you're not allowed to discriminate. It's against, you have to be ADA compliant, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then I didn't want to shove it down his throat too much, but I was like Googling it while he was driving, like reluctantly driving me to the airport. And it says that if you're an Uber driver and you deny someone their service animal, you can get your license with Uber pulled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They'll take away your permission to drive for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I wanted to rub it in his face, but instead I gave him a bad review and a very stern writing in the thing. And then Uber gave me $5.
What? Why?
I know.
That's crazy. Wait, I guess complaining works. Look, sometimes being a Karen, it works. Sometimes
there's ways to use it for good.
Sometimes you have to speak to the manager.
It's true.
It's true. I mean, I've dated enough white women to know that, sometimes you just got to, speak to a higher up. Mm-hmm. You get some free shit.
That's right. I've gotten a gift certificate from Tide for tweeting at them that they stained a piece of my clothing.
Oh, wow. Really? Uh-huh. That's so funny. Somebody's just reading. That's somebody's job. It's just...
Listen, if you're willing to put the time in and complain to certain companies, it is like a trade-off of how much time is worth it. What's the ROI? But you can complain and certainly get freebies. And I have absolutely zero guilt about doing it with some giant corporation.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you could really just make a living of that. Wake up in the morning.
And just start complaining.
And that's your job. You just grab a cup of coffee and just, at Arby's. You know what I mean? It's like, how dare you? Fucking take down everybody. Just fucking, Lowe's, Best Buy, just everybody. Just I think that people probably do that. It's probably like an art.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole McDonald's hot coffee cup lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, but wasn't that a real... But I think that actually was... They made it trivial, but I think it was actually very serious.
Yeah, I think it was truly a burn.
I don't think she was doing that to get money.
No, but there are funny. People who do it to get money. There's ambulance chasers, as they call them.
Oh, for sure, yeah. But it is hilarious that's how good McDonald's PR was, where they spun that story so well and everybody talked about it. Because, of course, on its face, it sounds ridiculous. A woman just trying to, coffee's hot. Yeah, we get it. What, you dumb bitch? You know what I mean? But, she got third-degree burns. And they were doing that because I believe it was cheaper.
To just boil it?
To boil the temperature that they had. It was too hot, but it was cheaper. In the long run, somehow.
I'm sure.
And so but they weren't supposed to do that. And so that's why she won. So it's just insane. But yeah, McDonald's. Yeah, at McDonald's. Hey, fuck you. You piece of shit. I don't know. Are they a sponsor here? I don't want to.
No.
Do we have to cut that?
They are not a sponsor.
Okay, good.
Do you have sponsors?
I did. Yeah, we had like
Mhm.
I think Lucy.
Nice.
Do you know what Lucy is?
The loose. No, I don't actually.
Yeah, it's like
I was about to make it up.
gum.
Did you see that? I was getting ready to make something up based on the name.
Well, yeah, I was like, because you also could have been right. I mean, there's a small chance you could have just guessed what it was, but no, it's like nicotine.
Okay, I was actually going to
patches.
guess tobacco.
So it's not. Yeah, 1,000%. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, what? How long have you been doing like the pod? Has it been?
I technically started it in 2021 and did it for like a couple months, but not that seriously, and
Okay.
only did like a handful of episodes. And then I started doing it seriously May of 2024.
Okay, nice. Yeah, and then I think that it kind of like naturally builds, and then you see like people contact you. But I also know people that are really good. I'm not good at this, but like reaching out, like you could probably do that. Like just to like brands,
Yeah.
maybe the ones that you haven't shed on so far in this episode.
So there's a few whose dick I always kind of proverbially suck on this show, and that's Costco. I love
Yeah.
Costco so much.
Oh, really? Yeah, you
Yeah.
could be you could be the Costco girl.
I've talked about Costco
For
a lot.
sure. Oh yeah, I can see that. I do like a commercial for Costco. I think you know Sam Lopez.
Of course.
She mentioned to me one time where they like talked about, I think it was Jimmy John's, and then got like free Jimmy John shit.
Wow.
Yeah, like so they spoke it into, so it worked. Like they somehow caught Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Yo, Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's, I love you, actually.
Give us some free shit.
Jimmy
yeah.
John's impressed the shit out of me when I was in college because I lived in like a party house
Yeah.
and my bedroom was on the 3rd floor. And I ordered Jimmy John's, and by the time I got downstairs, it had arrived.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on
Lightning
that shit.
speed.
Yeah, Jimmy John's is great.
So
yeah.
good. Love the alfalfa sprouts. Come sponsor the show.
Yeah. Fuck you, Papa John's. You piece of shit.
That's a good idea. I would do that. That's
Yeah,
like the next stage.
Yeah,
is
for
bugging
sure.
sponsors to
just bugging
just to
them.
hit me up.
It's like, hey, I mean, but some of them, like, I guess they see. You know what's funny too is like these sponsors, they're all online. They all see stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are funny. Have you ever like looked at like Wendy's Twitter?
Yeah,
Yes.
they have brilliant people working the
Hilarious.
PR.
Who are these people?
I
They're
know.
like,
It's a Gen Z person for sure. It's a Gen Z hire.
yeah, but they're real funny too. It's like, because it's not just, it's like they're better than like, you ever watch like late night shows? It's just terrible. But they got to get the people writing for the Twitter of these companies.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, fucking, it's all so, it's like, they be going back and forth. It's really funny. It's like, I want to get a job just being that guy. Just for shit posting.
They
for
probably
Taco
do hire
Bell.
comedians.
Yeah.
I bet they do.
A lot of it is funny.
I know a comedian who wrote copy for Del Taco.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So they're definitely smart about who they're hiring.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. A lot of it's better than, it's just funnier than like real shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, everything is fine. Like a lot of TV's dying anyway. So all that stuff. The internet is way better anyway for content and for just kind of like quality.
Would you say you're chronically online? Do you feel like you know a lot of online culture stuff?
I mean, not really. Like I am online every day, but like I do make a point to kind of like, okay, I'm gonna turn my phone off and not be plugged in for a minute, because I think you have to. But yeah, I'm pretty like, I try to be plugged in and just like what's going on, just to see what's happening, what the regular people are doing.
What's your algorithm like?
So when I do, because I do have a limit of like what I scroll and how often I scroll. So I've curated a very specific algorithm and it'll only show me stuff like funny videos. It's very like, just ridiculous, like stuff like, like Kevin Hart being silly, anime. I'm in anime. So like some stuff like, it's funny because if you stare at something at your phone for 3 seconds,
yeah,
it's like, I think I might have like seen, I didn't even like anything. I think I might have just looked at like, an anime ad for like 3 seconds. And then the algorithm was like, oh, yeah, this guy's in the anime for sure.
That's so wholesome though.
Yeah, it is. Like I could show you like what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pull up the discovery page.
Yeah, but it's funny too because a lot of guys, I'm actually kind of proud of it because look, you'll see a lot of guys. It's so embarrassing too because it's like Spider-Man. It's like Pokemon and shit.
Oh, this is so wholesome. Trey, wait, you're an angel.
No, it's
literally just Leo DiCaprio, pizza, and anime. And funny memes. That's so innocent.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
This should be how we test people and search for red flags. Actually,
it is.
You should see someone's Discover page.
I'm proud of it. I've had women bring it up, and I go, "Look at mine," and then it's a badge of honor because I realized recently that like that is the best way to know somebody. Is look at their algorithm. So we should replace handshakes with let me see your here's my phone. Yeah, because that's what I mean. Is we really want to get to know somebody on a date. Like the first date, fuck the bullshit. What? Let me see your For You page. and then I think we'll find a more compatible people for sure. But yeah, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to AI. So yeah, if I was like, I know a lot of guys that would just be like titties and shit, which it's not. I like titties.
Sure, who among us doesn't?
Yeah, of course. But like, I think most people use apps like for porn, like they're actually like. I mean, Twitter is just porn. Yeah, have you been on Twitter?
Not since 2020.
Yeah, or the app formerly known as fun.
I was so glad that I deleted it. I deleted it during the pandemic because I just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
And actually, I might have deleted it at the start of 2020. It might have been before the pandemic even happened. And then I never looked back. And then I felt very resentful because it felt forced that I needed to get Threads. And then I'm on Threads, and it kind of annoys me in the same way that Twitter did, where I catch myself just reading people's arguments, but I don't do it as much anymore. And I've noticed, like, I've had the most virality on Threads, so I feel like I have to keep using it.
Yeah.
But I really don't enjoy it at all.
Yeah, I never got on Threads. I never got Twitter. I did use it. I had to use it to look, but I'm just not like a tweet guy. I never was. That just kind of missed me completely. But I am on it, and I do like watching people like argue. But I guess a lot of it is not even real people. It's like, sometimes I'll be deep in a thread, and then I'll just like realize like this is probably 2 bots. I mean, just calling each other fucking slurs and shit. Like, isn't that? I think like 90% of the internet is bots.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, like I think it's called dead internet theory. It's insane. Where it used to be like you're interacting with real people, and then now it's just kind of like, it's either a bot or some guy in Zimbabwe.
At least you can check on Threads. You can hit the little 3 dots and see where the account was made and how recently. Yeah,
that fucked a lot of people up because they were doing scams.
Yeah.
And so that's actually good. Yeah, but it shows you like, oh yeah, there's a lot of like a couple of Trump accounts that were pro-Trump. It's just some guy in fucking it's just like all around the country, but they're like America first. This is what's good for America. It's like but it's a big account. Yeah, but it's a big account. 500,000 followers. You know what I mean? Like some of them millions. And you're in Russia somewhere, and which is I guess that was a part of the whole like Russian collusion. Well, it was no real collusion, but it's just people in Russia making money. I think it's like that. People are more attracted to negative stuff.
Yeah, they are. Do you have a favorite conspiracy theory?
I mean, we lost a lot of good ones.
Really?
Well, a lot of them are just facts now. Like a lot of my favorite ones, like the world is controlled by pedophiles.
Turned out to be true.
They eat a lot of pizza, and they molest kids. The Epstein files took that from me. It was Pizzagate was such a fun world to live in. And then once it became like factual, that's just now this is just sad.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun to theorize like, oh, this is how the world, like a version, this is how it could be. But like, nope, this is like the world we live in for sure. It's confirmed. Our elites, all of them. It's funny if you watched. Did you read any of the Epstein files?
Only, so I didn't go out of my way to look into any of it or read it, but there's things that you just couldn't help but see. But then I feel like every day I'm learning about another person that was in them that I'm like, are you serious? Like yesterday I just learned Vera Wang is in the Epstein files, like in a huge way.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, geez, the wedding dress lady?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, they're all, I mean, now, you know who I'm surprised at who's not in the files. Like Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Yo, to me, Michael Jackson is innocent. If you look at those files, he didn't fuck any kids. Where is it? So you're telling me Michael Jackson, the most prolific pedophile in the world, most famous pedophile in the world, didn't fuck with Epstein? Even stopped kids, young stars from going to party? Are you kidding me? I don't know. That seems like
unless
wild.
They were competing.
I mean, you know, he did have them come into his house. Like, so it's like there was a part, but I don't know, man. I mean, we're talking about pedophiles. It's like, if you're really fucking kids, they all went to Epstein's. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make any sense. They all went to, anybody that was about that life went to party. Elon tried.
Isn't that so embarrassing to try and fail?
Yeah, he tried. But he's innocent because of, you know, I guess him being like just a complete buzzkill. No one wants him around. No one wants to party with this guy.
Imagine being the richest man on earth and nobody wants you around because you suck that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't invite Elon to an orgy for sure. But he lucked out in a way. So, you know, because he can then, you know, he can say, well, I never fucked any kids on the island. It's not like he didn't try, but Michael Jackson didn't even try.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I know that it's weird what Michael Jackson did and the things he said, and you know, I get that. Why would you sleep in the same bed with kids? But it was never officially proven. It was just kind of like these kids said that he did something, and then later. Didn't they retract it and say their parents just put them up to it?
I can't speak to it because I don't know the details like that.
You gotta look into, you gotta look. That's the thing is like that's why it's best not to look in the details, because if you look into the details of anything really, it's just kind of like, oh my God, I've been lied to my whole life, you know. But I think the most fun conspiracy is I don't know, flat Earth is fun because it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, okay, everything else is the same except for the shape of the Earth. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. What about you? Do you have any fun?
I think the birds aren't real one is the most fun, but obviously it was made to be a joke on conspiracy theories in the first place. Nobody actually believed it.
Oh, yeah. No, right. But I think it is but, you know, they probably do have birds, like, or now at this point,
for sure, we have spy birds now.
Well, now they got flies. They got spy flies.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, we've graduated from birds. But, like, yeah, the idea that your government is spying on you, it used to be a crazy, funny, that right? Like, they thought they were, like, the birds thing, they thought they were being silly. But it's like, okay, but there's cameras everywhere. We carry around fucking our phones, listening devices
with cameras.
Yeah, and that's not even. Yeah,
and no one goes. No one's comfortable going anywhere without it. Too. That's the real thing. Is they made us so dependent.
They got us
on stuff that can listen to us.
They got us. Yeah, we're already solidly in.
Yeah,
so,
they made it so the only the biggest entrepreneurial game involves churning out as much content and being as online as possible. Not only is it entertainers have to be online now, but if you want to have a successful bakery or spa or law practice, you better be online. You better have an online footprint.
Yeah.
So they've found a way to make it so that the more you have to be successful by means of being exposed as much as possible.
Yeah. yeah, it's crazy. They got us good, and we're in it. We're not, I mean, I try to be an optimist too, but I think I'm like a realistic optimist, So it's like that I'm a glass half full kind of guy. But it's full of like
toxic sludge.
Yeah, it's just water from Flint, Michigan. You know what I mean? It's like it's full. Yeah. It's half full technically.
You don't want to drink it though.
No, definitely you'll die actually if you drink it. So it's just but I think that is kind of like how I'm able to maneuver the world. Yeah. Just kind of morally, like it's all shit. People worry about like, oh, how'd you work for this person or work for this company or I don't spend my money. Yeah, it's all silly because it's like, oh, you stopped shopping at Target. All right. You still got an iPhone?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's all terrible.
People's lines are so weird.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that, how do I phrase this? It's like you want to help get people to live more ethically, but you don't want to preach certain things and like shove it in people's faces because the hypocrisy is so insane, right? Yeah. It's like the Target one is a perfect example. People get mad at you for shopping there, but they do have an iPhone and it's like, child slaves made your iPhone and we're just going to gloss over that.
Yeah, exactly.
But we won't gloss it. Like, so I think trying to get mad at somebody else and trying to virtue signal and tell them how to live their life is where the line needs to be because we're all hypocrites.
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's tough. It's easy to judge people. But like even do you remember the Saudi Arabia thing? People got mad at that where a lot of comics did that. Do you remember that?
Yeah. The thing is with that, none of those comedians' careers actually suffered at all. Like I don't think a single one of them sold any less tickets after taking that. They just had to endure some like mean tweets.
Yeah, and not all of them even. Like,
right.
What's so funny? Nobody cared about Kevin Hart. I didn't see Kevin Hart hate at all.
Yeah.
Not for that, but I think that's because Kevin Hart is apolitical. He's smart. He's a businessman before anything else. Mm-hmm. He's not a comedian first. He's not a black man first. He's a business first. And, he's fucking super successful, so it works for him. But it also protects him from... because I think it's like we've all accepted that a lot of people are corrupt and we work for corrupt people, but we expect more of you. Like Bill Burr is a perfect example of if what you preach is preach is like fuck the billionaires. Like I think Bill Burr weeks ago before he went months before he went over there, he was talking about like free Luigi. Mm-hmm. Wait, how do you go from free Luigi to taking money from people that, do crimes against their people? I mean, they have slavery. Tim Dillon got kicked off of the tour because he joked about them having slavery in a positive way.
Yeah, and then he was getting like applauded for not doing it when it's like, well, he got kicked out. He would have done it probably. Or maybe not.
But it's just funny. Well, I think he handled it as perfectly as Tim Dillon could have handled that situation because, of course, if you've listened to a minute of Tim Dillon talk, he is legitimately ready to sell out. Mm-hmm. He says it as a joke, but that's also...
I'm that way too, honestly. I'll give Kim Jong-un a lap dance for the right amount of money. What's the number?
Really? Yeah, of course.
I got a family to take care of.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta like... I think it's always like broke people that don't want you to sell out. They just want you to be poor like them.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That is so much of it. But even down to Bill Burr, who got in probably the most trouble about it, I promise you there's no one who didn't buy a ticket to his show.
No, but he did. Bill Burr was more of a target because of how the moral stance he's chosen to take, and it's like no one gives a fuck about Andrew Schultz or any of these other people because they've said their side already. We know where they stand on everything, but Bill is presenting himself as this moral kind of like I'm just right. I mean, he's saying fuck billionaires, but then you go perform for the government. Of the richest people on earth. I feel like, isn't that the richest place?
It is.
Ever?
Yeah. Yep.
You're talking shit about billionaires? You go perform for trillionaires? All right. Hey, I mean, I'm going to have fun, but then you can't talk that shit anymore about like, Luigi. You can't, it doesn't come off as genuine. but everybody else, who cares? I mean, yeah, it's like Kevin Hart, get your money. It's all of them for sure. But it's like, that's why it's funny too, because I think liberals suffer that the most, where they get caught up, they back themselves into a corner morally.
You're never left enough for the left.
You never anything enough for anybody. Exactly.
No,
yeah.
And it's so weird because it kind of, and I'm not the first person to point this out. A lot of people recognize this. Anyone with an inch of critical thinking in their skull recognizes that it's all kind of this like horseshoe where the two opposite ends are really close to each other.
Yeah.
But over the last couple days, I've been seeing videos of this debate between Jillian Michaels, the trainer.
Oh wait, the Biggest Loser?
Yeah, the Biggest Loser trainer. And it's her debating all of these people who are in like the body positivity movement. And all of them effectively are so pissed off at her for saying that obesity is unhealthy. Her whole argument is being overweight is irrefutably bad for your body.
Yeah, right.
And the folks that are calling her fat phobic, that are arguing for body positivity, they're all saying that what she's saying is irrelevant because their emotions are so tied in, when she's kind of just sitting there presenting the science. Yet it's those same people that are all about the body positivity that yell at the other side about not believing in science when it comes to things like vaccines. So it's like, do you believe science or do you not? Because science says that vaccines work, and it also says that being fat is bad for you.
Yeah, I think they pick and choose, really.
Mm-hmm. That's where I try to, at least with some of my stuff, because I feel like I'm a little scattered depending on the issue as far as like where I am.
Yeah.
But to me, I try to at least be in the same bucket with like, okay, I fully believe in body autonomy when it comes to reproductive rights. So I kind of have to and do believe in body autonomy for vaccines too.
Yeah.
I think if you don't believe in their efficacy, you're kind of an idiot. But, I guess you shouldn't be forced to take one if you shouldn't be forced to carry a baby to term.
Right.
So I try to line my stuff up, even though it's paradoxical sometimes to line my stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, but I think most people just don't care. Most people just don't give a fuck. They're just like, what does my team think? Oh, that's what I'm saying. What does my guy
But
think?
That's the lack of critical thinking. You can't just blindly agree with your team on everything.
Well, I mean, it seems to be working it seems definitely for Trump. Not so much because I feel like, like even with MAGA, with the Epstein thing, we are starting to see some of the pieces that they can't fully, put in the puzzle that doesn't fit. Like if, Trump said he would go after the pedophiles and now he's protecting them. That is a big kind of moment that's breaking a lot of MAGA's brain. And so there is a shift, and it is kind of fun watching people kind of realize that, like, wait, have I been lied to? It's like, it's like, what did you think? It's like, I love the people that are shocked at Trump.
That's the craziest part.
It's like, what the fuck were you looking at?
Yeah.
Like, no, I thought he was a straight shooter, Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I look at that guy, I go, oh, there's a man that's just giving it to me like it is. No ulterior motives.
None whatsoever.
None. And then he gets in there and it's like, wait a minute. This isn't what he said. It's just so funny because it's like, he's clearly like just saying shit to get your vote. But I think people don't want to admit that because, both sides do it. I mean, they told us Biden, they pretended like he wasn't dead for years, and then kept it going right up until they just couldn't anymore. Right up until it just imploded. Mm-hmm. Just very spectacularly in front of everybody where they just couldn't deny it anymore. George Clooney had to go like, yo, listen, when George Clooney is the one breaking it, it's like, all right. George Clooney,
it was already broken.
It was already broken,
but
George made it official where he was like, all right, man, this is we're fucked. You know what I mean? We are fucked. But that was actually like Obama telling Clooney, signaling that, yeah, we can do that. But either way, up until that point, they were just straight up lying. So yeah, people lie. But I think that I try to be like you, where I try to make stuff align. Where it's like, yeah, if you don't believe in vaccines, then I guess you don't really have to take it, but that doesn't mean that like you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe in just that a bit, like especially with the COVID thing was like that really didn't matter because I'll even say that like it matters what we're talking about and what type of shot we're talking about because COVID didn't matter at all if you didn't take it. Like if I have it and you don't have it and we're in the same space, I'm good, right? I'm supposed to be good. So who cares? That specifically, you can go to work. You know what I mean? If you don't have it, because I'm safe. But and then it's like also the people that brought you cancer and baby powder brings you a safe and effective. It's like, all right, we're just trusting Pfizer.
Yeah,
okay,
they whipped
crazy.
it up in a couple of months.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that was such a crazy time, but it did break a lot of people's brains.
It broke a lot of people's brains. A lot of those brains haven't been fixed. And it feels, the other thing that makes, and it's so serious, it's the most serious thing in the world. The decisions being made in the White House have real implications on people. This is me just like prefacing what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
So what I'm about to say is none of this feels fucking serious to me at all because so many politicians are tied up with the retarded comedians that we know. And that to me makes the whole thing feel so unserious because I'm like, there's no way I know somebody that knows Trump. And yet we sit here and we both do. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that shouldn't, I mean,
that shouldn't be the truth. And that makes me feel like none of this is real.
It's just so funny how like people that have, at one point I was in the green room at the mothership sitting with people, a room full of people who like influenced the election. Literally Theo Von, Tim Dillon, Rogan, Tony. And it's just kind of like,
that's ridiculous.
These are the people at the forefront.
I know it's so unserious.
Yeah, it's just great, but that's how shitty things got. I always, I don't blame Rogan or any of those guys. They didn't make things shitty. Right? They didn't make journalism shitty. They didn't make the news shitty to where people started turning off CNN and turning on a podcaster. Right? It just got to, again, go back to the Biden thing. That's a perfect example of how they viewed normal people. They are so used to just creating people's reality. And I think the internet really broke that. It destroyed that. We are one of those times where I think every so often as a society, a technology comes out that pretty much destroys the way of life before and makes ideas spreadable. The printing press happened and people flipped out because books and ideas just were spreading. They used to contain it, and now any idiot can read a book, and that was supposed to that was kind of safeguarded. But I think the same thing with Twitter. It's like, any idiot can put their thoughts out there. Yeah. It's scary, but at the same time, it's liberating. But yeah, it's the podcast. Yeah, we're getting our, who I'm going to listen to? The guy who made people eat bull testicles. That's where I'm going to get. And I love, Rogan, but it's just kind of like, I'm not going to get medical advice from him. I'm going to go to RFK. Yeah. The people that I'm going to go to Dr. Oz. That's who I'm going for. A guy with his name Dr. Phil. If Joe really was serious, he'd put Dr. Joe. Then I would believe him. But until it's Dr. Joe Rogan, I'm not going to listen to you. Yeah, I'm going to go with Dr. Oz. Fake doctors. It's definitely just, it's funny too because people, it's easy to get mad at these guys because they have like a podcast and they are influencing a lot of people. So you want them to do even the slightest bit of homework and pushback, but it's really not their job. It's supposed to be the fucking news. You know what I mean? The news.
They're not journalists.
No.
They're comedians. Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. And when comedians started becoming more trusted than the actual journalists, I mean, that goes to Jon Stewart. Yeah, don't get mad at Rogan. Rogan didn't start that. Yeah. It was really Jon Stewart, our next president.
So with just how fucked up things are, what do you do to take care of your mental health besides just not having limits on your scrolling?
Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, like so when I'm not looking at terrible information and reading the Epstein files, I do take a minute to like, look at just completely unwind and look at just silly stuff and a lot of like reading, and just kind of stepping away. But I think the mental health thing is so important because our job makes us connect with people all the time. So it's just that unplugging. Yeah, just kind of like really hikes, stuff like that. But yeah, it's really tough. I think also I do see we joke, but I am like a glass half full kind of guy. Mm-hmm. So I think that we've made some progress. And I just feel like, focus on like the good stuff, like, because I think that people go, oh, well, we're all fucked. I'm like, but if you look at history and throughout history, we have made impressive progress. Slavery comes to mind in this country where that's a big jump. We went from slaves to not slaves. And
something like antibiotics.
Yeah,
soap.
Exactly. Right? Like people used to, you watch Game of Thrones and stuff like that, and it's fun until you realize that like, oh, they didn't have toilet paper back then.
Yeah.
That's fucking sucks.
And they just stabbed each other.
Yeah, they just
stabbed each other. It was pretty cordial just to stab somebody if you had a disagreement.
Now you're just dying with fucking shit in your ass. I was like, God damn it. And now we have, running water. So it's like that's society, we are getting to a point where it got really better in very important ways, but it still sucks. But I think maybe even when at one point, if we're still alive, we could get like actual better healthcare.
Yeah,
I think we could do that because it just seems like an idea that like, oh, it'll never happen because of corporations, but people said a lot of stuff wouldn't happen. Whoa.
No, he agrees.
Yeah.
Monty, it's okay. I know there's people in the hall. Or you have strong opinions about healthcare.
Yeah, what do you think? Are you a free Luigi? She's a free Luigi. Wow, you got a little radical, huh? You got a little freaking...
You know what's great? He has health insurance right now and I don't.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Well, his is affordable and mine is not.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. It's just pet insurance is actually really easy to get. And I highly recommend people get it. That should be my first sponsor.
Yeah.
Pet health insurance.
Wow. At least somebody is covered. It is terrible,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited about traveling.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the country. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people don't leave. And when I left, the first time I left the country, to Europe and a couple of places, just out there, the way of life over there, it's like, oh, what? They don't work 40 hours for nothing. Mm-hmm. They work significantly less and have vacation time weaved into like pay, like get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Are you kidding me? And they don't have to pay for an ambulance. Oh, you got to wait a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's like, if I break my arm over there, someone will see me at some point and it will be free. Mm-hmm. If I break my arm over here, it's like, I'm fucked. And I'm going to pay and I'll still have to wait. But I'm going to pay. Yeah, you got to pay for everything. So I think that traveling is something that people should do. And then it'll make you more mad. I might not come back. We'll see.
Where are you going?
I got to go to like, Europe, Canada, and then Tokyo. And I'm going to see if I can go to some other places. But yeah, I don't like the flying, but I like the part of traveling where I'm there.
Agreed.
Already.
Yeah, I don't like the actual act of traveling either.
Yeah, like it's a shame that I don't exist during teleportation because that's for sure coming, right? I mean, it has to come, right? They probably already got it. The shit they have already.
That they hide from us.
Yeah. They had cell phones in the 60s. They did. So what do they have now? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? It's insane. I'm sure they have some wild shit now.
I'm sure they do. Are you a woo-woo guy at all?
What do you mean?
Are you like spiritual? Are you into manifesting or anything? I ask everyone.
Oh, I mean, I guess, yeah, I think there's room for all of it. Yeah, I mean, why not? I think that, I think visualizing stuff works. And, people pray. Doesn't matter who you pray to, the universe or God. I do think there's value in that for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of the best manifestors ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah, you should think that then.
Exactly.
That's
You gotta
exactly
think
what,
that.
yeah. I mean, in a way, that's true because a lot of stuff I've experienced in my life at one point in time, it was just kind of like a thought. And then things happen, and then it's like, wow, like this is insane. So it is kind of like, there's a bunch of times in my life where I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I definitely kind of made this happen, right? Because it's like you think about it, you manifest it, and then I think some people put more thought into it, but a lot of stuff, and maybe it's just action too.
Yeah, the action piece has to be there.
Yeah, it's like a lot of time, maybe just the effort in trying is all you need, for sure.
Well, that's a beautiful place to wrap it up.
Oh yeah, okay. We didn't even get to.
What didn't we get to?
Well, no, I was gonna go deep into Pizzagate. But
Oh.
that's okay. We can do that next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
All right, Tre Stewart, if people want to find you, where should they go?
Tre Stewart, #1, Instagram. And follow me, the Tre Stewart program on the YouTube. Which, yeah, I'd love to have you on.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Okay.
Thanks for doing the show.
No problem. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thank you, everybody, for listening. Bye.